SHMACKEMAGOB, people, man, has it been, man, I last checked, and the last time I did my Ticket Stubs concert story, which was part 5, because I've been to too many damn shows, and I'm missing a lot of Ticket Stubs on top of that. And the last time I did it was November of 2020. So I moved into my new house, my old childhood home, and I did a little more unpacking today, which is endless, and I found my concert stub book, and I said, oh, I gotta continue this. I gotta finish this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it on this episode because I'm gonna try to show all my ticket stubs, but then there's all these, I hate these things, man. You know, the printed out tickets. That might be part 7 or part 7 and 8. So I'm gonna grab the camera and I'm gonna go through, and this time, unlike all the other episodes, they're not gonna be in order. Just these 2 pages in order, and then I have this little stack of ticket stubs that I'll go through. So let's do this. Okay, so here's 2007. This is the Van Halen reunion with David Lee Roth in 2000, or was it 2008? Yeah, February 2008. When Dave came back, I stopped seeing Van Hagar after Monsters of Rock, and I didn't even go there to see them. Went to see Metallica, and Scorps were there, and Dokken, but this was a great show. The weird thing about this show, I thought Dave sounded amazing, but Eddie was off. But then the next 2 times I saw Van Halen, it was the opposite. But anyway, that was a great show. Then Crue Fest. This was a free ticket my friend got me. Look at that. 6 a.m. Papa Roach. God, this was torture. Trapped. Jesus. Wasn't, I could have sworn Buck Cherry was there. Oh yeah, there you go. Buck Cherry's up there. I was so close to the stage. Doesn't it have this tickets? Yeah, you see the pit section. I was so close that I saw the singer Buck Cherry was wearing Iron Maiden sneakers. And I want to thank my friend David Lovett for getting me this ticket for free, and it was fun. Then, but it, you know, it wasn't a great show. All these bands kind of sucked, and Motley wasn't that great either that night. Journey, Cruising Amphitheater. This was with Heart and Cheap Trick, actually. It was a cool show, Amphitheater. I had lawn seats for this one. Does it say it up there, lawn? Yeah, there you go, lawn. And yeah, I love Heart, man. I mainly went for Heart and Cheap Trick, but you know, I don't mind Journey. All right, then Cheech and Chong. Oh man, this was a dream come true. Seeing Cheech and Chong. I mean, I grew up with these records as a little kid. I was fanatical on Cheech and Chong, and then they actually reunited and did a tour. What year was this? 2008, I think. And it was awesome. They did all the sketches, you know, that's on the records, and some of the Up in Smoke sketches. Fun night, man. Finally got to see Cheech and Chong. Never thought I would see the day I would see Cheech and Chong. Gwar at the Revolution. Yeah, I don't know if I showed any Gwar tickets earlier. I probably did, but I remember Toxic Holocaust opened this show, and me and all my buddies, we freshly got into Toxic Holocaust. We were a little late. They've been around longer than 2008, and this was when the band was new. My band was new. All members went to the show, and we all took a picture with Joel Grind. And Gwar was awesome as always. Rest in peace, Otis Rungus, who was still alive at that time. Soulfly. Now, I'm not a Soulfly fan, but the reason I went to this show was, let's see, what year was this? 2008, I guess, right? Because everything is still in order now. Yeah, 2008. Devastation from Texas. The Texas version of Devastation reunited and opened that show, and me and my old guitar player went just for that. And then we met Max in the parking lot. We were like, hey man, you doing any old Sepultura? And he said, we're doing Troops of Doom. We're like, cool. But we left anyway. We didn't want Soulfly. I've seen Soulfly before, and not a fan. Megadeth at the Revolution. Man, this is like, it's kind of a huge club, but man, it was way too fucking packed. And yeah, Endgame. Endgame's an awesome album, man. And who opened this show? Oh, Suicide Silence opened it. I remember that. Megadeth, yeah. And see that? November 2009. And what's this? What's the show before it? Was May of 2000. Oh, 2000. Okay. Because I know there's a lot of shows I went through in between. Iron Maiden. This was, geez, I don't remember. I seen them at Bank Atlantic a few times. This might have been the Somewhere Back in Time tour, but I know I went to see the Final Frontier tour. So if this was the Somewhere Back in Time tour, that was awesome. Final Frontier, not so much. That might have been actually, to tell you the truth, and I've seen every Maiden show from Peace of Mind. I saw Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son, Fear the Dark. No Prayer was canceled. I saw the X Factor, and then this. Yeah, this must have been the next time. This was the best time I ever saw Iron Maiden, actually. They were just amazing. I thought it was better than the Power Slave tour. Creator at the Culture Room. Was this with Destruction? No, it was just, I'm trying to think. No, it wasn't with Destruction. Yeah, I remember this show. It might have been with, no, Destruction was years earlier than that. I saw Creator and Destruction at the Culture Room. This was just Creator. This was, I believe, what's that? Metal Revolution, that album. I can't remember the name of the album now. Alright, Kiss. Alright, this was Alive 35. This was a ticket my friend gave me. I seen Scab Kiss a few times for free because of my friend Kenny. His wife kept like pulling out every time, not going to the show, and he would just give me a camera. And I don't remember the show being that good. I think the Rock the Nations tour was better. Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band. It was the first and only time I saw Ringo Starr, and Greg Bissonette was on drums. Who else was there? Damn it. I think the guy from Mr. Mister was on bass. All I know, it was a great show, and I saw him do Act Naturally, and it was fucking amazing. I love the Beatles, and I love Ringo Starr. I had to see them. Cinderella, this is when I was already. We're in 2010, yeah. 2010, I met a girl that was like the love of my life, but then she destroyed me, but I wish her well. And she wanted to see Cinderella, though I am a big fan of Night Songs. Anyway, what's funny about this show was her ex-boyfriend was there and threw beer at us. And because he was a dickhead, and we had him thrown out. That's what I remember about that night. Rest in peace, Jeff LaBar. Alright, Aerosmith. Okay, Aerosmith, but look at the opening act. Sammy Hagar and the Wabos. Now, here's a funny story. My girlfriend, the girl that, I loved and she destroyed me, she loved Sammy Hagar. She was a big fan of Sammy Hagar. And I love Aerosmith. So it just goes to show, I don't care if you love Sammy Hagar or not, but it seems like a lot of people care that I don't like Sammy Hagar. Y'all a bunch of pickle whistlers. Anyway, Sammy Hagar sucked, and Aerosmith was great. I mean, except when they played all that new shit, but man, I remember that night they played Combination. I went nuts, and like everybody in the arena was like, what's this? Play Love in an Elevator. That shit was sad. But I got to see them do a combination for the first time that night, and that was awesome. Rush, Time Machine Tour. Wasn't this the time? And I went with her to this show too. I believe this was the time they did the whole New Moving Pictures album. Phenomenal. I saw Rush at the, well now, I don't know what the name of that amphitheater is. It keeps changing. At that time it was a Cruisin'. But yeah, man, that was amazing. I remember going nuts during Vital Signs. And Rush always delivered live. ABBA, the concert. Now, she bought me this ticket, and it was an ABBA tribute band. But what was interesting about this was some of the band members that were with this tribute band were actual members of the original ABBA. I believe like the bass player and somebody else on stage that played with the cover band, and they were really good. It was a, I didn't see ABBA, but I saw a really nice tribute show with some of the original members. All right, here we go up here. Dennis DeYoung, I went with her to this show too. We went to a lot of concerts together. This was amazing. I'm a big Styx fan, and he did a lot of the old Styx songs, and I think that's all he did. And the band members he had, man, they were top notch, playing all the Styx. Like they had a guy up there doing Renegade, Tommy Shaw songs, and and JY songs, and it's just that this man has not lost his voice at all. What an amazing, amazing singer. I love him. This was the Final Frontier tour, and I remember going to her with it. I didn't really want to go to this because I hated that album so much, and it was bad. I mean, they mostly played the new album, but then when they went into the deep cuts, they played, and I know many of you love it, but they played Evil That Men Do was like the deepest track they played, and I didn't care for it. And I remember most that night, me and her were wandering around getting beer, because even she was bored of those new Final Frontier songs. Alright, Guns N' Roses at the American Airline Arena. You see, I know I'm missing the one I saw with Buckethead. But this was with Bumblefoot and DJ Ashbo with this stupid fucking hat trying to be Slash. But it was a great show, but I do remember at this time Axl Rose was still showing up late, and a lot of people were pissed off because I don't think that show started till like midnight. But it was a good show. I dug it. Alright, Anthrax. Who signed this? God, what a horrible autograph. I don't remember even who signed that. This was Anthrax, Testament, and Death Angel opened it. It was the first time I saw Death Angel since, well, no, that's a lie. I saw them in 2001. So it's the first time I saw them since 2001, the reunion in San Francisco, which I'm sure I have the ticket that I showed it in a previous episode. But in my opinion, I thought Death Angel was the best band there. Though they only played Evil Priest from Ultraviolence, but still, they fucking delivered. Very short set, but it was cool. I saw a girl punch a dude right in the face at that show. And I knew that dude and I knew that girl. And I stayed out of it because I wanted to enjoy the show. UFO! This was a great show. I remember Eddie Trunk was there, and Eddie Trunk came up to me. I'll never forget. And Mike Piazza was there, the guy from the Mets. Eddie Trunk came up to me just to to say how much he liked my shirt. I remember I was wearing a Rainbow Rising shirt. My dad's a big baseball fan, so I took a picture with Mike Piazza just so my dad, I don't know shit about baseball, but I knew because of my friend. He said, that's Mike Piazza of the Mets. I go, oh yeah? All right, I'll take a picture and show it to my dad. All right, I saw Guns N' Roses again. This was at the Fillmore, which is a small place on Miami Beach, and this was a free show because I worked for the city at the time, and people at the Fillmore sent us free tickets through an email. Like, if you want Guns N' Roses, and it was a packed show. And again, Axl came on like at 12 midnight, and that was a Monday. People were pissed. I didn't care. All right, here's a Magic Casino show. That was Styx. That was a cool show, and I went again. I still was dating that girl. 2012. Yeah, I lasted a few years with her. What I remember about this show was they played I'm Okay and Lorelei. They played some deep tracks. It was cool. And no, we did not have obstructed view. We didn't sit in those seats. We're like, fuck that, we moved. We're rebels. Boston. This is the only time I ever saw Boston, and it's sad because I never got to see Mindell. But it was great. They had that guy that they discovered on YouTube. I think he worked at Home Depot. Great singer. And I thought it was weird how they played Used to Bad News that night. Like, God damn, they're playing this? I like the song and all, but it was just weird. All right. We're almost at the end of In Order. Hard Rock Live, Alice Cooper always puts on an amazing show. I don't remember what the tour this was. I do remember the show, though. Alice Cooper just fucking ruled, man. It might have been Dirty Diamonds, maybe? I can't remember. All I know is awesome. Slayer and Megadeth. This was also with Anthrax, right? Yeah. Doesn't say Anthrax on here, but it was Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. By this time, oh no, I was still dating that girl, but she didn't go to the show. But I saw her boyfriend again, the guy threw beer at us, and he didn't say shit to me. Fucking wussy. But that was a cool show. I was really close. Let's see what the seats are. I know I was all the way up front. See, yeah, section 1, aisle 1. Yeah, we were all the way up front, but on the side. That was a cool show. I got to see again the Clash of the Titans show, which I saw 1991 at the Miami Arena, but this one was without Alice in Chains. Okay, we're coming down to the last few. Then I got to show you my separate concert tickets. All right, Van Halen. This was, I believe, with Kool and the Gang, with Different Kind of Truth. This was the night that Dave sounded like shit, and Eddie, I'm telling you, this and the last time I saw Van Halen were the greatest times I ever seen Eddie play. And I've seen Eddie all the way since the Women and Children First. The last 2 times I saw Eddie Van Halen was the greatest times I saw him play. Phenomenal. Judas Priest Epitaph Tour. This was their bullshit farewell tour. And they played a song from every single album. Like Blood Red Skies, Dying to Meet, not Dying to Meet You, Never Satisfied. Who opened this? Black Label Society and Thin Lizzy. Well, you know, not really Thin Lizzy, but you know, that band that has members of Thin Lizzy and they called themselves Thin Lizzy. But it was a great show. All right, that's the end of In Order. Wait, there's a couple more. The D, Tenacious D at the Fillmore. This was great. I love Tenacious D. I'm a big fan, and I got to meet Jack Black after the show, really briefly, and it was awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan of the D. Loved it. And what's this one? Meisner Park. What show was this? The New World Symphony. Oh, this was, I was dating a different girl at this time, and it was kind of like an orchestra thing that she was really into, and I really liked it. It was different, but I don't know, maybe you all that are into orchestra shit know who Valentina Listova and Peter Dabababa are. Alright, so that's the end of In Order. So now I'm going to pull out all these ticket stubs here. And here, oddly enough, is the last show I saw as I'm filming this. It was just a couple weeks ago. I saw Deep Purple with Blue Oyster Cult, and it was an awesome show at the Hard Rock Live. It was a brand new venue. I'd never been there before. I've been to the Hard Rock Live many times, but this is a new venue, and it sounded awesome. I did a review about this show on this channel, so I don't have to talk about it. Just go watch the review. All right, what's this? Slayer. 2016, I believe, was, at the Fillmore. This was Slayer, Anthrax, and holy shit, I can't remember who else. But this was a great show, and the ironic part about this was I saw Slayer play a private party at a billiard on Miami Beach, which was just down the street. And what's ironic about this was after the show, my band THRASH or Die played a free show at the same billiard, which was down the street from Fillmore. And yeah, this was a great show. Yeah, I remember that was a good one. Guns N' Roses, Marlon. This is when Slash and Duff came back. 2017. This was a great show, and Axl was on time. Now the thing is, when I saw Axl Rose with AC/DC, they were on time, and this one, Axl has changed, man. He goes on time all the time now. So everybody keeps bitching about he's always late. Not anymore. Not in this Lifetime tour. This was an awesome show. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I went to that one for free. All right, here's another Iron Maiden. Where was this? Iron Maiden 2011? Trying to think. This must have been I guess this is my ex-girlfriend's ticket from, I think it's the same Final Frontier show. Alright. Oh, Graham Bonnet. Man, I love me some Graham Bonnet, and I got to meet him after the show. And Dave the Beast Spitz was, he's a buddy of mine. He was hanging out, and he was in Impelatory with Graham Bonnet. And they were really, happy to see each other. We all went backstage, thanks to Dave, and we hung out with Graham Bonnet. He couldn't have been cooler. He signed all my records. Awesome dude, still sings like he did in the past. Amazing. Big fan of his. Dream Theater. This was at the Fillmore with Opeth. That was awesome. Just an amazing show. And Mike was still in the band, 2008. Good shit. I love me some Dream Theater. All right, this one is signed by Rob Halford. That was the only time I ever met Rob Halford. And it was the Fight show. I saw Fight headline the Cameo Theater, and opening bands were Voivod, and I can't remember who else. And who signed the front of this? I don't know, but I know I met Rob Halford before the show, and he signed the back of my ticket. And I'll never forget, I said to him, Rob, Unleashed in the East is my favorite band of all time, my favorite album of all time. And he said, thank you, I appreciate it. And I was like, oh my God, he acknowledged me. I'm a big fan. And it was great. Fight played the whole War of Words album. Look at my 70 tons of metal little, this thing, my Carnival card, where I can swipe it and get drinks and stuff. That was a great time on that cruise. All right, what's this? Judas Priest, Redeemer of Souls tour. This was at the Hard Rock, I believe, yes. I think Steel Panther opened this, or was Steel Panther, oh yeah. I don't know, maybe it was the Firepower. No, I think it was this one. Great show. This is the first time I saw him with Richie Faulkner. No, it wasn't. Epitaph was the first time Richie Faulkner. I love Redeemer of Souls. I know a lot of people don't love that album. I love that they played Dragonaut and March of the Damned. This was the last time I saw him with Glenn Tipton. They played, excuse me, they played it was like, they also were celebrating the, I guess the 30th anniversary, 30th or 40th, yeah, 30th anniversary of Defenders, and they played Jawbreaker, I think the Sentinel, a few select tracks from that album. Great show. All right, what's next here? None of these are in order. This was an amazing tribute band, Led Zeppelin 2. I even bought a shirt because it was a physical graffiti album cover. It was amazing, man. I mean, but you know, I never saw Led Zeppelin, but this was a fun night out. This was the girlfriend I had after the one that broke my heart. And this girlfriend, we broke up because she wanted kids. I didn't, and me and her are still great friends. I love you, Kathy. All right. Motley Crue. Oh, this was their bullshit farewell tour. And Alice Cooper owned them. I was on stage with Alice Cooper at this show, throwing out balloons. Yes. My friend scored me a VIP. I met Alice Cooper and I won the little lottery thing. And I got to go on stage with Alice Cooper and throw balloons. And if I find the footage, I will share it right here while you're looking at this. That's me throwing balloons. I hope I find that footage. Anyway, Motley Crue was whatever. I mean, it was, their stage show I thought was the most insane pyro show I ever seen in my life. Blew away Kiss badly every time I seen Kiss. They went all out, but you know, all in all, it was all, you know, for the eyes. Alice Cooper musically owned them. Okay, is that it? No, we got more. Children of Bodom. This was with Death Angel, and oh my God, was it Tear that opened? But this show, yeah, it was cool. You know, I dig some early Children of Bodom, rest in peace. Can't remember the guy's name, the headliner. But I've seen Children of Bodom a couple times before this, but I mainly went for Death Angel, but I stuck around for Children of Bodom, and it was good. All right. Iron Maiden again. The Raven Age, 2019. Oh man, I think this was another nostalgia tour. I could be wrong. Yeah, it was. Wasn't it? Oh, fuck it. I can't even remember. It's the same venue I've been seeing Iron Maiden the past few times. But I believe it was another one of those nostalgia tours they did. All right. And we got Cheap Trick at Parker's Playhouse. I remember that night they played Baby Loves to Rock, Stop This Game. They played some All Shook Up stuff. Great show, man. But they're always amazing. I've seen Cheap Trick well over 100 times. I think I've mentioned that a million times. Heritage Festival, who was on there? Oh, another Cheap Trick show. South Florida Fairground. I'm trying to think. 94. Oh, is this the West Palm Beach show? I believe so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember this. I believe it was Woke Up With a Monster, maybe? Great, I remember that one. Really cool show. All right, here's an old one. Oh my God, I might have showed this earlier. Or maybe I didn't. Triumph, 1985. What an amazing laser show. What an amazing band. This might have been Sport of Kings, maybe? Or Seven Thunders, maybe, with Molly Hatchet. Love me some Triumph. And I recently saw that what do you call, documentary, and it was phenomenal. Hammerfall, Flotsam and Jetsam. This was awesome. Amazing show. Hammerfall was badass. Flotsam, always badass. All right, last couple ones. Here's Ace Frehley. Where was this one at? Ace Frehley at the, this was up in like around Jupiter, Florida. Kind of far, and I met Ace that night. I was part of the VIP thing, and I got a poster, my old school 70s Ace poster signed, and awesome. And I went with the lovely Judy. I fucking love that girl. That was a good time. And I hung out with Tim Bream, also known as Fink and Stanley. I actually met him at this show. That was the first time I ever met him. And the last one, The Who. This was, I think, the 50th anniversary tour. Yeah, American Airline Arena. I actually walked to this show. This arena was about over an hour walk, and I did it. I walked to the show instead of dealing with parking and all that bullshit. And I love walking with my iPod and shit. But great. It was the only time I ever saw The Who play The Seeker, which is my all-time favorite Who song. Well, that's it. That is part 6 of my ticket stubs. I will be back with part 7 and probably part 8 or part 9. Who knows how long this is going to be, because look at all these papers in here. They're all, from ticket stub that I printed out. I prefer old school ticket stubs. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click that little notification bell. Right on, everybody. Stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. Support live music. And SHMACKEMAGOB.